Alright, so today on the Lamborghini Countach replica build, we were going to be putting the tanks in, but as is ever with these projects, doing it as a hobby, you're often waiting on parts and the planning process obviously takes forever. So we're still waiting on bits for that, so instead we're going to take the roll cage off. Alright, so if you've been keeping up with the build, you'll know we took the body off and made the Metroghini next door, and we found all this underneath it. Now, I'm only a hobbyist, you know, I'm not a builder, I've got a full-time job, and I am not happy with this. Now, I'm sure a lot of people in the comments will agree with me. So what we're going to do is, basically, I've put a little bit of silver on all the tube that needs to come out. Obviously, we're going to take the tube all the way to the end. We're not going to join it, because, you know, this has been joined in several different areas. And I've got a funny feeling I'm going to be able to give you a good reason why there are regulations in motorsport on how to join a tube together, because this barrier, so if you can see that there, that's where it was welded when the top half was put back on for the periscope roof. Now, this car's not been anywhere near the road, and that looks like a nice tasty crack already. So what we're going to do is we'll get the tapping stick out, I'll put the tripod here, we'll give it a few love taps, and we'll see how easy that breaks. And I'm going to guess that that isn't spliced with an internal sleeve at all. Fucking hell, so that is pretty shocking. Now, you should be able to hit that tube, obviously not a massive hammer, but you should be able to hit that tube as much as you want and it just bends the metal. But that is completely cracked on that top, and I did have a feeling there was something funky going on down the bottom, because this weld is obviously different than everything else that's on the lower half of the chassis. But, you know, that is the reason. Obviously you can see straight in there, so not sleeved at all, and obviously on welds not up to much, and this is the reason why we're taking the whole top half off, because, you know, you can't be having that. This car been nowhere near the road, a few love taps and it is cracked like that. Horrendous. Right, so plan is, although the top half of this cage is not up to par quality wise, it is sort of in the right place in terms of where the body wants to sit. So what we're going to do, although we're going to chop it off today, we will keep it and we're going to use it as sort of a template. Now my plan is, we're going to get some, this is about 35 mil, so we're going to get some tube that's got an internal diameter of about 35-36 mil. And then we'll place it sort of half of the tube over every section that we can get it. We'll tack it all together so it's a bit like a skeleton of where this one lives. Then we can leave that on the car, and when I'm making up, you know, the next bit of tube, we've got something to aim for in terms of where that needs to go. But yeah, we'll get the grinder out. Poor thing's not had much rest this build, but we will get to chopping. Alright, so the roof is off and it keeps giving us our secrets. Now, at first I thought they did sleeve the joints, but if you look in here, so that's got a tube inside it, well, it appears that they've just essentially stuck a bit of metal in there to make this weld a little bit easier. And then if you look on this one, so that's only about 1.5 inches, 2 inch, obviously just around this weld, and ideally you'd want that internal pipe to go, you know, as far down there as possible, and then up into the top tube. And you look at this back one, so same here. So it looks like they didn't even have the right size, and they just slit it and smashed it in there. And obviously this isn't plug welded at all, and it's obviously not worked because it's cracked there exactly where that internal pipe finishes anyway. So yeah, not much on this video, but we are waiting on parts. Hopefully next week the parts turn up and we can start to rebuild this car with a little bit of quality. Now this should be Friday's video. There's going to be a little bonus video on Sunday hopefully. Liam's coming down. We're going to take the RB25 down to his house, and I'll give you a little tour around the Datsun, and we'll see if there's any progress made. I'm not Mystic Meg, but my spidey senses are telling me that he's done fuck all. But we'll find out on Sunday. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.